What if I told you that there was 5 simple cheat codes that you could apply that would double the ROI from any ad? Well, after spending over $200 million on ads, I'm gonna be sharing with you the 5 cheat codes that could blow up your sales overnight. But first, I've got a secret to share. I've been marketing online for 17 years, but up until about 4 years ago, no one had ever heard of me, but I had generated billions online.
I'm looking for a man in
Sabri Subi.
Sabri Subi. He's got a marketing agency. He's on Shark Tank Australia.
And every day you see ads that either I or my team created. Look, there is a lot of BS out there from people just trying to make things seem way more complicated than they actually are so that they can try and sell you their $2,000 Facebook ads course. Having the ability to flip attention into money is the single greatest money-making skill that you can ever acquire. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you that skill, which brings us to point number 1. And this is without a shadow of a doubt the tip of the spear. It doesn't matter if your creatives are fire, if you have the best account structure, if you get this one thing wrong. Every single day, people reach out to me, they stop me in the street and they say,
Hey, Sabri.
like, I've just got this product, it's incredible, you gotta hear about it. Do you think that you or your team could just help me get the word out? If I could just get some more eyeballs on this thing, it would sell like hotcakes. And the thing is that all of these people, they think that they have a traffic problem when they don't, because traffic is a commodity. Just like you go to the supermarket and buy groceries, you can go to the traffic supermarket that is Google and Facebook, give them your credit card, and you can buy as much traffic as your little heart desires. But then most people say, well, I do that and I don't make any money. And there lies the problem. They don't have a traffic problem. They have a conversion problem, meaning that they can't push a message out in front of cold audiences and have the numbers stack up that you actually make more money than you give to these big platforms in order to buy attention. And that's because most people don't have what I call an irresistible Godfather offer, where you show it to people and they just start to reach to get their wallet and they want to throw money at you because it is a specific solution to a pressing problem that they have. No amount of the best laser targeted traffic, the best ads, the most dialed in funnel can solve an offer problem, which is point number 1, which is the offer trumps all. Which brings us to point number 2. Every day people sit online in Discord groups and Facebook groups obsessing and just talking about the fucking algorithm, bro. Because these geeks think that all you need to do is have the most up-to-date bleeding edge ad strategy and account structure, and that all of your problems in your business will miraculously fall away. And you can't go online without seeing one of these geeks posting some screenshot of their 2,888% ROI on their ads and just talking about how incredible they are. And what they don't tell you is that that's on like $1,500 of ad spend, and it isn't gonna change anybody's life. They always pretend like there's some ninja little tactic that they've got, and that is the reason that you don't have the success that you want in your business. And it could not be further from the truth. You do not want to obsess over algorithms. You want to obsess over people, because algorithms change and people don't. The person that is viewing your ad from that algorithm is the person that you want to obsess over. What is the problem that they've got? What is keeping them up at night at 3 a.m., tossing and turning, unable to sleep in a cold sweat? What are the problems that they've got that you have the specific solution to that problem? And the person that can articulate that problem in the most visceral detail is the one that wins, which is point number 2, which is to focus on psychology and not technology. Which brings us to point number 3. This is where I see 9 out of 10 people get it wrong, and it is the first thing that me and my team correct on any of our clients' ad accounts. And when it comes to ads, The biggest sin that I see people commit is they are trying to sell people their product or service on the actual ad. And you might be thinking,
dude, like that's the point of the ad. No. Your ad has one goal, and that one goal
is to sell the click. What do you mean by that, Sabri? Well, what I mean is that your ads are competing in a marketplace where everybody is vying for your prospect's attention, and you can't sell people from the ad. What you can do is get somebody to click that ad and then go to a page where you ask them to take the desired action that you want them to do. So that begs the question, well, how do you get a disproportionate amount of people to actually click on your ads? So here is the formula for creating what I call a hyper dopamine ad. And the formula for doing so is burning intrigue plus a big specific benefit. Because I have found from spending over $200 million on ads that you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. And that means that you want to lead with a big, bold, and specific benefit that your audience wants.
But seriously, if you finally want to get more clients, customers, and sales than you can possibly handle, then listen up.
But when it comes to curiosity, it's not all created equal. You can have blind curiosity, and that's not what you want. That is what clickbait is. That's when you basically put a message out there that just creates a little itch that anybody that reads it wants to scratch. And an example of that is what you can see on the screen at the moment. You won't believe what Ivanka Trump does in the morning. There's no targeted benefit. Right? It's just going out to anybody, anyone maybe that's remotely interested in Ivanka Trump. But other than that, you're not going to be bringing in the right type of audience to what it is that you would potentially be selling off the back end of that. And that's because it's just complete blind intrigue. Where, take this example, supermodels apply these 3 simple tricks to look young. Click here to know what they are. Now, you've still got the curiosity on that, but you also have the benefit of wanting to look young. So you're gonna be attracting people that naturally want to look young, which is intrigue plus big benefit. And that's point number 3, sell the click. Which brings us to point number 4.
If I asked you to sit down and create a Facebook ad, what would be the first thing that you would do?
If you were like most people, you'd sit down and be like, okay, I just need to make this ad pop and I need to make it stand out as much as physically possible in the newsfeed.
And truth be told, it took me way longer than I would like to admit to learn this next lesson. When we're talking about advertising on something like Facebook, which is a native platform, right? People go there not to look at ads. They go there to look at stupid memes, check in on their family members. As soon as they see an ad, they just scroll faster. If you want to increase your conversions and increase your sales, then the number one way to do that is to increase the consumption of your actual ad in the first place. And in order to do that, you need to make your ads look like content that your audience is already consuming on these platforms. So when it comes to advertising on these platforms, I look at it through 2 different lenses. The human brain is a pattern recognition machine. Everything is a pattern in the universe. There's the circadian rhythm, which is a pattern. You got the tides, the ebbs and flow. And the human brain is only really forced to pay attention to things that are going to be of threat to them. Because if they're just going through their normal pattern and there's nothing that's interrupted them, then they're almost like a sleepwalking zombie. And a way to interrupt that pattern is to use things that are weird and unusual and not like they would typically see. Because by definition, if it's weird, it's different, and they can't match that to a pattern. Then you have something called a pattern match. And this is something that can be like an identity trigger, i.e. if someone's really into football and then they see something of football in their feed, that is something that matches their current pattern. But it's not just of interest, it could be any technology that they use. Anything that is going to be a visual trigger that is going to match somebody's pattern of something that they're interested in. And you need to make sure that whenever you're putting out ads, that they fall into those 2 distinct categories. Which is step number 4, don't make your ads look like ads. Which brings us to the 5th and final point. In every market, there is a bullseye that when hit will set your prospect on fire and will get them to buy irrationally, emotionally, and rapidly. And it doesn't matter if you hit that bullseye with a rubber mallet or if you hit it with a sniper rifle. All that it matters is that you hit it. So most business owners, marketers, and copywriters are just product sellers. They sit down and they think about, these are all of my wares. These are my products and services that I've got to sell. And let me do my best job at trying to sell it. And then they go out there and they just scream it from the top of the roofs to their marketplace. These are my products and services that I've got to sell. And they scream and they scream and they scream until they lose their voice. And it is a very hard life. And you get very, very exhausted by doing so. They believe that they are chained to the current product or service that they've got. And they don't need to change the product or service. All they need to do is change the marketing and the promotion of that product and service in order to sell more. But what they don't realize is that if they modify their product to hit that bullseye of their market, then all of their ads and everything that they do as a marketer will be 10 times more effective. And in order to learn to sell to many people, you first have to learn how to sell to one. Because I, like most people, when I just first got started, I read books, I did courses, I went to seminars, got my hard-earned money and I chucked it into my credit card and I went over to Facebook and I gave them my money and I ran ads doing everything that these people told me. It just lit my money on fire. I went through that exercise many, many times until I said, I am going to pretend like I am sitting down in front of my dream prospect and I'm gonna write an ad that specifically talks to just that one individual. Forget about all the ad targeting, all these crazy ideas, and let me just go back to fundamentals and keep it very, very simple. And the day that I did that, I never forget, I set the ad live in the evening and I went to bed and then I woke up in the morning and I thought that there was some kind of issue with my CRM because I had so many leads. My ad account just took off like a freaking rocket. And that was because I was obsessed over one person and not many people. Find the bullseye of your market, and when you find it, put your foot to the floor and go. I hope these cheat codes make you a lot of money. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.